It's 11:47 on a Friday. 12 tickets on the rail and climbing. Carmen Delgado, 4 years on the hotline, is working the flat top and the 6-burner simultaneously. She's fast. She's good. And right now, she needs a 6-pan of diced onions from the reach-in cooler. She opens the reach-in, and it's a wall of unlabeled containers. Squeeze bottles on their sides. A hotel pan shoved sideways because someone on second shift crammed it in. She pulls out one container. Not it. Another. That's Tuesday's prep. 45 seconds gone. A minute. Tickets keep printing. By the time she finds the onions, she's lost nearly 90 seconds. A sauté pan almost scorched. 2 tickets behind. Here's the thing. Carmen didn't make a mistake. She's one of the fastest cooks in this kitchen. The problem isn't Carmen. The problem is the system she's working inside. What if there's a way to fix that? So what does it actually look like when a kitchen works with you instead of against you? When every tool has a place, every shelf is labeled, and the person on second shift sets up the station the same way you do. There's a system for that. It's called 5S. 5 steps. Originally 5 Japanese words. Sort. Remove what you don't need. Set in order. Arrange what's left so anyone can find it in seconds. Shine. Clean and inspect. Standardize. Document the method so every shift does it the same way. Sustain. Build the habits that keep it alive. Each one builds on the one before it. Now, this isn't just about being tidy. In food service, waste means any activity that doesn't add value for the customer. Searching for a thermometer? Waste. Reprinting a ticket because the printer was buried? Waste. 5S eliminates that friction, so you can focus on what actually matters, putting great food out, fast and safe. Monday morning, the kitchen is quiet before service, and sous chef Marcus Webb is standing in the dry storage room with a clipboard and a question. What in here do we actually use? This is sort, the first S, and the principle is simple but uncomfortable. Everything in your workspace falls into one of 3 categories. Things you need for current work, things you're not sure about, and things that shouldn't be here at all. Sort forces you to be honest about which is which. Here's how it works. Marcus grabs a stack of red tags. Simple paper tags, nothing fancy. The rule is, if an item doesn't meet your criteria, it gets tagged and moved to a holding area. Not thrown away, tagged. That's an important distinction. Red tagging is a decision process, not a purge. In food service, Marcus uses 3 questions. Has this item been used in the last 2 weeks? Is it on the current menu or prep list? Are we at or below par level, meaning, do we actually need this quantity? Carmen watches from across the table, arms crossed. She's skeptical. Another program. They start working through the shelves. The smoked paprika. Marcus checks the prep list. It's not on a single current recipe. Last time someone used it was a special that ran 6 weeks ago. Red tagged. The backup immersion blender? Carmen picks it up, notices the frayed cord near the plug. That's been like that for months, she says. Nobody uses it because we're all afraid it'll spark. Red tagged for discard. It's a safety hazard. The stack of 9 hotel pans? They count backward from last Saturday's brunch. The most they've ever used at once is 4. 5 extras, taking up a full shelf. Red tagged. And here's what Carmen notices. They've cleared almost a third of the shelf space in 20 minutes. Now comes the second S, set in order. You've removed what doesn't belong. The question now is, where does everything that stays actually go? The principle is frequency of use. Items you reach for every shift. Flour, oil, the go-to spices. Go at arm height right in front. Things you need weekly go 1 level up or down. Monthly or backup items go high or low, out of prime real estate. The goal is what Marcus calls the 30-second rule. Any team member, on any shift, should be able to find what they need in under 30 seconds without asking anyone. That's the test. And to make it work across 3 different shifts sharing the same kitchen, you need one more thing. Labels. Visual management. Making the status of things obvious at a glance so nobody has to ask or hunt. Marcus and Carmen label every shelf position. They use shadow outlines, simple silhouettes printed on the label, showing the shape of the container that belongs there. When something is missing, the empty spot tells you instantly. Carmen places a container of kosher salt into its outlined position. She steps back and looks at the shelf, and for the first time she actually smiles. "Okay," she says, "I get it. Second shift can't mess this up. That's exactly the point. When the right place is obvious, the right behavior becomes easy." Every kitchen cleans. Health codes require it. Your closing checklist demands it. So when we say shine is the third S, you might think, we already do that. And you're partly right. But shine isn't just cleaning. It's cleaning with your eyes open. Here's the difference. Watch what Marcus does when he runs a shine cycle on the flat-top grill before Tuesday's lunch service. He's not just scrubbing to pass inspection. He's looking for something. He starts with the grill brick, working front to back in even strokes. Normal cleaning. But while he's down there, eye level with the surface, he checks the built-in thermometer. It reads 338. Then he places a calibrated probe thermometer on the surface. It reads 326. 12 degrees low. That's not a cosmetic issue. A flat top running 12 degrees below set point means proteins aren't searing properly, cook times are off, and on a busy Friday, it means sending out food that either takes too long or isn't cooked to temp. That 12-degree gap is something you'd never catch if you were just wiping and walking away. So here's the real definition of shine. It's sanitation plus inspection plus hazard detection, all in one pass. When you're cleaning the flat top, you're also checking calibration. When you pull out the fryer baskets and wipe underneath, you're looking for grease buildup near the gas line. When you scrub the prep table, you feel whether a leg bolt has loosened, something you'd never notice standing up. This is what separates shine from regular cleaning. Your health inspector checks if things are clean. Shine checks if things are working. Think of it like a doctor doing a physical. They're not just looking at you. They're checking for what might go wrong next. Marcus writes up the 12-degree variance on the maintenance log and flags it for repair before Friday's volume. Total time for the whole shine cycle, cleaning, inspecting, and logging the issue, about 6 minutes. If he'd skipped the inspection part, just cleaned and moved on, that thermostat drift would have gone unnoticed, maybe for weeks. Until a busy night when tickets start coming back. This chicken is raw in the middle. Now you've got a food safety incident, wasted plates, and angry customers. 6 minutes of shine as inspection just prevented all of that. Carmen, watching from the prep station, asks, "So basically, every time we clean, we should be looking for stuff that's about to break?" Marcus nods. That's the whole idea. 2 weeks into the 5S effort, Carmen's cold prep station looks different. The reach-in is labeled. The squeeze bottles have a caddy. The cutting boards are stacked by color code. It works. But here's the question nobody asks until it's too late. How do you make sure it still looks like this next Tuesday? And the Tuesday after that? That's where the fourth S, standardize, comes in, and it's where most 5S efforts quietly die. Standardize means creating a documented, visible reference for how things should look and work, not a binder in the office, a photo right at the station. Marcus and Carmen took a picture of the prep station at its best. They laminated it and put it at eye level. Below the photo, a 4-line checklist. That's it. This is what's called standard work. A documented best practice that everyone follows the same way. Not a rigid script, an agreed-upon baseline. When the second shift comes in, they don't have to guess how Carmen left things. They can see the standard and match it. That's the power of standardize. It takes what one person figured out and makes it everyone's method. Think about why this matters in a kitchen running 3 shifts. Without a standard, each shift organizes to their own preference. First shift puts the sanitizer on the left, second shift moves it to the floor, third shift can't find it at all. Every shift change becomes a scavenger hunt. With a photo standard, there's no debate. The station resets to the same layout every time. You're not relying on memory or preference. You're relying on a system. That's the difference between an organized person and an organized workplace.